Well, here we are again, out in the woods of North Idaho. This time I'm over hitting up Beauty Creek. I come here a lot, see a lot of photographers here, so I'm not too worried about people showing up because it's pretty much a spot everybody knows how to get to. But I come here a lot. Snow's been melting, so we got a lot of water running down, which is just awesome. You get quite a few good shots like this. I'm just finding spots, taking shots. There's not really a lot to say. It's just beautiful. The sun should be peaking up here in another hour or so, maybe, we'll see. I got other places to go on the creek I can run up and down. Other spots where I like to go upstream. I'll show off a few more of those. It's just wonderful out here. A good day for taking photos. The light's just about right. It could be a little bit brighter, but then, you know, it just depends. Depends on what it's looking like in the water. When I come out here and I do these photo shoots, it's not just about taking pictures for me. I enjoy the spiritual aspect of sitting in the trees, being by the creek, looking around, seeing how all the different leaves and the patterns, how the tree bark is, noticing that it's all here, seeing the flowers, seeing the ice crystals. There's so many things in life, you know. You take a fast track in life to just kind of run by things every day. You know, maybe you drive by something that you see, but you never stop and look. You know, and I've always been one of those people, if I'd see something that I enjoyed, I would definitely stop back by and look at it, because I would always find something interesting once I did stop in there and have a look-see and just sit around and see what I could see, sit still. Probably one of the greatest things about doing photography as a hobby is you can just go someplace. I have no pressure on me. I don't sell my photos, I give them away. So I'm not in the market like the rest of these guys. I could care less if I get 10 cents for a photo. I'm not out here to make money. This isn't about making money. Hell, me and this channel really aren't about making money either. It's about sharing an experience, or showing you something that might look interesting to you, or something you don't get to see every day. It's definitely not going to be about gear, because I could care less. You have what you need to use and you shoot with that. You do the best with what you've got. That's where you start. And everybody starts in a different place in life, so we're all in different places. You know, there's some people that can walk really fast, and some that haven't practiced walking fast. And there's some that can run. There's others that can't. And there's some people that can pick up a camera and they know exactly what they're doing, and they start doing it, and they do it right away. I've seen it. There are other people, they have to work at it really, really hard. You know, so it's really all about finding out who you are, what you can do with it, what you can do with yourself, with your own mind, looking at the world, what you can pull out of it and create and make for yourself and maybe your family or your friends, your community, whatever it may be. Life was never about you, and I think that's one of the things that I've learned sitting here in the forest, watching all of this go on, seeing all these things happen. You know, this isn't about me. This life isn't about me. You know, it's about the people that are a part of your life. It's about all the things that come into your life, good or bad. What you perceive as bad. That's another thing I find interesting about people, is they perceive bad as something that happened to them, and it's like, hold on, you know, bad is not really a thing. It's something that you've decided is that, and you've decided it was good because you got a feeling off of it, like a person that uses drugs to get a feeling off of it. Well, people use the terms and words like good and bad so they can get a feeling off of it. And sadly, people are so hooked into and addicted to this, am I good, am I bad, am I this, am I that? They never really stop to think, those are just words, those are just descriptions. And how do you know what that other thing is that's describing you actually even knows? They don't know your content, they don't know your character, they don't know anything. They're just looking at you and making a base judgment. And I've realized that most people are doing this, whether they want to admit it or not. And the worst thing is you do it to yourself, and then as you do it to yourself, you turn that over and you flip it over to everyone else that's in the world too, because you're like, well, I'm doing this, so evidently everybody else must be doing this too. Everybody else must be feeling this way, or pushing this hard, or being this kind of a person. And when you stop doing all those things, when you pull back all of your habits and just sit and watch yourself, observe who you really are, observe how you look at people and how you look at a situation, and realize that you're completely wrong. You're wrong. And it's going to take you a long time to realize this. You are dead wrong about people. You don't know anything about people. You think you know something, but you know nothing until the action has actually occurred. And remember that. You can say you're a photographer, but let me tell you something. Unless you're out here every chance you get, every day you get, every moment you get, then you're a photographer. It doesn't matter if you make money. A photographer captures pictures. Just like if you're a good liar, you're not a good liar until you practice being a good liar. Your persona. The majority of your life, you're living through a persona. It's not you. It's something you've created to make everybody else happy with who you are. And you're never going to be happy with who you are while you're sitting around looking at other people, judging other people's actions, and not seeing that you are just as bad, that you have just as many faults, that you have just as many lies that have been told. This life was never about just you. You think it is, but when you grow and you learn and you get bigger, and your brain grows and learns and develops, you're going to understand that you don't know anything. The sooner you can understand that concept, the happier you're going to be. Now, the reason I think that we all don't know anything is because we're the ones describing everything, right? If something else came, another human form or intelligence came, and said, no, that's not really called water, it's something else. And that's really not called air, it's something else. You know, we seem to choose the path of ignorance because it backs up a narrative that we want to believe. The reality of it is, we are the narrative. We are the thing that's running. We're the only one keeping track of time. We're the only ones making a schedule, making tasks. You really have to ask yourself why. Where I'm sitting right now on Beauty Creek in North Idaho, many other men have been here, sat in this same spot where I'm at. And they had the time. They didn't need that much money because life wasn't that expensive. Life itself was more valuable than the money. Time is a very valuable commodity when you don't have a lot of it, and when you work a job that does not fulfill you, when you have a marriage that does not fulfill you, when you have a church that does not fulfill you, when you have a government that does not fulfill you, you must understand and come to understand that only you can fulfill you, and you are it. You are the thing that will fulfill yourself in any endeavor that it is you're doing. And that requires thought, understanding, care, compassion, empathy, risk, failure, a lot of failure. And in that failure, awareness that you're failing so that you can keep plotting the course, keep moving some direction. And there is a time to stop and look and see really where you're at, and then make those course adjustments when you're in that safer place and that reflection. Life was always going to be difficult. It's you against the world, against you against the world. Things will come in and knock you down, and you'll have to get back up and move forward. You might try to lay there for a while and quit. Think, oh, I'm going to just let it go. I'm going to die. And some might, some do. I'm sure they do. It's happened. But I think everyone comes to a point and realizes, I have to get myself up. I have to pick up the rope and tow this line. It's up to me to figure out. So I think that's kind of the deal. The deal is for you to be able to get out, get quiet, and just see what comes to you without forcing or focusing the thought and the process. That's what I'm trying to do here as I do my talks. I don't write anything down, and nothing's scripted or rehearsed. It's just what I'm feeling, what I think is running through me at the time. It's the same goes for your creativity. It doesn't always develop on the day you're out trying to develop it. It's a process. You know, I can remember working in the darkroom, and you would go take those pictures, and you would not know what they were. If you didn't come home and have the lab equipment that I had to do it at home, you know, I would come home and I'd be able to develop the film, and maybe later that night after it dried, I could make a proof sheet and see what I shot that day. Sometimes you can't do that, so you gotta wait. And then as you learn to do whatever skill it is, you'll develop an understanding of it, what it requires. And that goes to life. And I think that's one of the problems you have when you're young. Your brain is telling you, or your hormones are kicking in and making you think different ways. And you're starting to understand and seeing things. But I can tell you, when you're up at the end of 50, what you thought when you were 20 is not the same. So when you're young, it's better for you to listen to people that are a little older than you, find some of those people to mentor you, and really take to heart what they're trying to teach you, because they've spent X amount of time ahead. I have a 21-year-old daughter, and I was teasing her the other day, and I always say this to my children, well, where were you 10 years ago? And 10 years ago, she was 11 years old. She's 21 now. She's gained 10 years experience between 11 and 21. But trust me, from 21 to 50, there's a big difference in experience and understanding. And that's why they used to say, no one says it anymore, they kind of want to rag on old people or people for trying to import a little wisdom into your thinking process. Respect your elders. Love your elders, and realize that they have seen things. They have fallen in love, gotten divorced, seen spouses come and go, brothers die, mothers go, fathers go. There's a lot behind those old eyes. And I see this all the time. I see a lot of elderly people sitting around with nobody to talk to. When I was at the hospital, my 7-year-old son has brain cancer. And we've been going and getting treatments for the last 2 years. And I run into people at the hospital, and I've met a lot of people at the worst times in their life in that hospital. And I have seen people leave that hospital without their children. And I can tell you, there are some things in life that can completely shut you down. And the fact that you find a reason or an excuse to kick yourself in the teeth every day when you wake up, or care what other people think about who you are, or what you're thinking, or what's going on with you, you're not appreciating the fact you're alive, you're healthy most of all, and you truly have no problems. I guess it's the one thing I could say for my Sunday Talk Today message would be, you're okay unless you're not okay. And those of you that aren't okay, you know you're not okay. You know what's happening. You have, health issues, mental issues. Some of you that have mental issues don't know it's happening. That's the other interesting thing I've learned through all this. I truly understand it now. I knew it before, but I truly understand it now because my son has mental things that go on now with him because of a brain surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. Nobody's perfect. Everybody learns, and everybody can be forgiven. And I just hope that the world out there at large can set aside what they think they know and start actually coming from the heart space again and try to love the fact that they're alive so that they can appreciate the fact that somebody else is alive too, and that we're all in this together. All human beings are human beings, and I hope that maybe with some time and a little bit more troubles, we can start waking up people's minds and hearts to the fact that we're all in trouble together, and we need to try to figure out a way to make it better for all of us instead of just a few of us. Well, I'm gonna go find me some place to go hang out again. Enjoy a little sunshine, maybe grab some lunch. Hope the rest of you out there in the world are gonna go do something today that fulfills you. Hope you find some enlightenment. The more you open your eyes to it, the more you listen for it. Strangers have interesting things to say. Be open and be great. And God bless you all.